Hello everyone! Welcome to a special unboxing. It's a little off my normal schedule, but I wanted to do this tonight because I might use these tomorrow. So today, we're going to be unboxing and looking at 3 Dice Throne character packs. The Monk, the Paladin, the Forgemaster. So if you don't know what Dice Throne is, they call it a collectible tabletop game. It is basically Battle Yahtzee. Is the best way to explain it, with like a hero shooter mixed in. And basically the premise is you play as a character. So in this case, Monk, Paladin, Forgemaster. There's like 40 some odd of these. But you pick a character and you will play in a battle against another person. You can play multiplayer games. In fact, when I learned this, and we'll talk about my first experience learning this in a minute. When I learned this yesterday on the, 23rd of July, we played a 5-way game. So you can play 1v1, you can play 2v2, you can play larger group games. Lots of ways to play this. And, as you know, my channel is devoted primarily to games that can be played solo. There are several ways to play Dice Throne solo. So, while this is all I have, I can only play a boss fight. There is a free boss fight against a dragon named Neuraxis. I have it downloaded. I just need to print it out. And we'll do that at some point. I will have like Neuraxis up here, my hero down here, and I'll show you how it plays. There is a full-on, kind of similar to Eldfall, setup called Dice Throne Adventures. So that one, you can take one to several characters through a like D&D-ish RPG campaign. Then the Marvel Dice Throne, and yes, there is a Marvel, has Dice Throne missions. They're called Marvel missions. There's also an expansion to Dice Throne Adventures, which adds a couple more ways to play, which is like minion rushes and like quick one-shot dungeons and stuff like that. So there are a lot of ways to play Dice Throne beyond just the 1v1 more competitive format. So let's go ahead and let's open this one. Now, this I consider a gift. This I did not purchase. So let me explain what happened. Let me regale you with a story before we get to the unboxing. So last night, on the 23rd of July, 2026, I went up to a board game cafe that is in my city, called Meeple Movers. And I had found out about this place because I was looking for places where board games were. I joined their Discord. Several people in the Discord were like, hey, we're going to be playing Dice Throne. And I knew about Dice Throne Adventures, so I was curious about the game. Because the mechanics of how you roll and everything are the same. So I'm like, hey, I could come up after work. Could you guys demo for me? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I go up there and I meet 2 gentlemen, one by the name of Rick, who turns out is a senior Dice Roy judge of, like, I guess the entire Central Florida area. He's super into this game. And another gentleman by the name of Clinton. If you don't know, by the way, my name is Clayton, not Clay. My actual name is Clayton. So now there's a Clayton and a Clinton at the same place. The number of times I have been called Clinton is astonishing to me. I have no idea how many times he's been called Clayton, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole thing. He's a regular Dice Roy, so a regular judge. So these 2 guys, they love this game. They obviously want to onboard people. It was originally going to be me versus one of them. And with one watching and like chatting, then a person by the name of Kara and a person by the name of Faust, who'd been playing Pathfinder at this location, at Meeple Movers, they wanted to try the game out. So we ended up in a 5-way chaotic game. And in this game, I was playing the character Sun Elf. So none of these characters showed up. These 3, not in the game. So I was playing Sun Elf. Directly to my left was Clinton. I was playing Moon Elf. Clinton's playing Sun Elf. Kara was across from me, playing Alchemist. Faust was playing Barbarian, and Rick was playing Shadow Thief, and he was to my right. So we're having this big, like, 5-way chaos battle. And it ended up becoming, eventually, the elves versus everybody else, because we had to prove elven superiority. This was, of course, after I smacked the Sun Elf to prove that the Moon Elf is the superior elf. Like, that was what I did turn 1. I just bonked the Sun Elf. Because the Moon Elf is the better elf. I'm sorry. I'm, by the light of the moon, I will punish you. So it's just how it works. But we had a huge battle. It was a ton of fun. And I've been talking to those two. And Rick decided he wanted me to make videos for this. And he was like, you know what? I've got some store credit. I'm going to get you this. Because these were 2 of the characters I was interested in. This was the 3rd. And I said, well, you know what? Our local once-a-month Dice Throne tournaments require you to bring 3 heroes. Because what they do is you bring 3, and then you and your opponent each ban one of the others. So, like, I bring these 3, my opponent could say, well, you can't play Forgemaster, and I have to pick one of these 2. So, it's, bring 3, ban 1. Pretty simple. So, he was giving me this. I was like, well, this was the other one that was interesting because he's a cool-ass dwarf. So, very much thank you, Rick. You've got me into this. Now, admittedly, to play it normally, this is all you need. A single hero. Because it's 1 hero versus 1 hero. So, there you go. Alright. So that's the basics. I will kind of go over how the game works in this video a little bit, because I understand the basics. But keep in mind, every character is unique. They all have unique mechanics. So, let's start with Monk versus Paladin. All 3 of these are basically tanks. They're like self-sustained tanks. I have an affinity for tough characters, which is funny because Moon Elf, it turns out, is the debuffer. I knew that going in. The Barbarian is more of the self-sustainer. But I specifically, when I play demo games, I try to pick things that are outside my comfort zone. Now, I know that sounds weird, but it's because if I can understand how something outside my comfort zone functions, then I can understand how things inside my comfort zone function. So let's open this up. I like the packaging. I love the artwork for this, by the way. Okay. And this is one of the coolest parts of this game. This is everything. Obviously, I need to put my tokens, because each character uses different tokens. So the monk will use specific tokens out of this. And then, I get a playfold, neat. I get a rule book, awesome. And there's Paladin. Okay, so I have a rules of play 2 to 6. So they don't want you to go above 6, I guess. Okay, so cool. I do get quick reference. Okay. Yes, there are Dice Throne miniatures. Primarily, they would only be used really for Dice Throne Adventures, because, I mean, this is this. So, this is what you need to play. Right here. It comes in a cool tray, and you literally just bring the whole tray. Like, this is it. This is everything minus these tokens. So, what you do when you get to your storage, you take off your tray top. So, here's Monk. This is the Monk. And now I'm going to kind of go over how the game works. So we have a couple things. We get a combat points token. This is your mana. This is the mana bar. The way mana works, it's basically, it's mana. It's your resource. You start at 2, but each character gets their own little combat meter, which is surprisingly difficult to start with to get moving. You start at 2. You get 1 at the start of every turn during a phase called the income phase. You have your character board. This is your character. You have a sheet explaining what buffs and debuffs you can use. So I can use knockdown, I get cleanse, I get evasive, I get cheat. And then I have rules-specific stuff back here. Along with the complexity, I get a health meter. So everyone gets their own, character-styled health meter. I get unique dice. So the dice are unique for each character, because if you notice on the board, they're symbols. So what you're doing in this game is when you get to what they call the combat phase, you're going to roll these dice, like this, and you're looking for specific combinations. So, like, I have a 2 of 3, I have 3 5s, but I have 3 of these. So, like, 3 of these symbols, if I wanted, I could use meditate. And then I have one regular punchy fist and one open punchy fist. So, like, I literally couldn't do anything else. I could do meditate. But you get 3 rolls during your roll phase. So I could be like, well, I don't want to do any of that. I roll again. Oh, I got 2 lotus petals and a fist and another fist and an open hand. So like that. And then I could look at my board and be like, okay, does any of that help me? Like Lotus Strike, I need 4 of those. But I could save them. I could be like, I'm going to save those 2 6s. I'm going to try again. Oh, I got a 3rd. Look at that. But I didn't get anything else. But did I get a straight? Because numbers matter. You can do straights. That's why it's called Battle Yahtzee. You're kind of aiming for these different combinations. Every character will have 7 basic abilities and 1 defense. There are a few characters where it's 6 basic and 2 defense. My understanding is that Spider-Man, again, yes, there's Marvel, and Shadow Thief are the only 2 where 2 defenses exist. Everybody else is 7 and 1. And that's the basics of the game, because you'll try to activate an ability. Like, let's say I just got punch, punch, and punch. I could do fist strike and deal 6 damage to somebody. So step 1, you roll your dice. Step 2, your opponent can mess with your dice once you move to targeting. So in a 1v1 game, you're just hitting the guy across from you. But in a multiplayer game, you actually pick who you target, and then people can mess with you. How do we mess with each other? The deck of cards. Everybody has a deck of cards. It is made up of cards specific to that character, which are upgrades for all of these. And then generic cards. So, like, Contemplate would be a class-specific card because it's gain chi. But there could be something that says gain combat points. That would be generic. Draw some cards. That would be generic. So, like, let me show you some of the cards here. Also, everyone's defense is different. So, like, when I was playing Moon Elf actually rolled 5 dice for their defense. And if they rolled 2 feet symbols, so 2 symbols that were for them were feet, they would cut the damage they take in half. If they rolled 2 that were like arrows, so like, I don't know, these, right? They would ping the opponent back. So like my defense, Serenity, for this character is gain 1 times the number of these I rolled in chi tokens. And then for every one of the fisty boys I roll, I punch my opponent for 1 times the number. So, you know, that'd be like 3 damage, just punching you back. So you hit me, I hit you. That's kind of how the monk goes. Also, this is your ultimate down here. Everybody's got one. It requires basically 5 6s. It is a Yahtzee, essentially. So yeah. So let's look at some of the cards. You got like Contemplate, Ruminate. This is like the cost. Reds are instants. They can be played at any time. So like I could play this at the end of somebody's turn, gain 2 chi. Or if somebody's attacking me, I could pop this to gain 2 chi. Stuff like Mystic Mantra, Palm Strike inflicts knockdown. It's 0. And that is a main phase action that can only be played during one of your 2 main phases. Your turn order is right here. You got Upkeep Income, which is when you increase your mana and draw a card. Your first main phase, this is like Magic the Gathering, if you notice, where you can play cards, play ability upgrades. You can discard cards from your hand to sell them for money, for your combat points. Then you go to offensive roll, targeting roll, and then defensive roll. Normally, if you're not playing a multiplayer, targeting doesn't exist, and you really don't roll for targeting, you just pick a dude. There is a bonus, though, if you pick the person with the highest HP. Then you go into main phase 2, and then, if you have more than 6 cards in your hand, you automatically have to sell down to 6, but you are selling, so you increase your mana value. So that's the basics. The card backs all look identical. Oh, there's card timing as well, and status effects. So the backs all look identical. See, this is an upgrade card. This would upgrade Serenity. So all of a sudden, Serenity 3, I am getting 5 dice. I can cleanse, I can evade, I can do a bunch of stuff with that. Fist of Tranquility 2 would upgrade this one. So I still have to do a straight, but now I also get Way of the Monk. I get another ability at the bottom. So it's very, very interesting as every class is different. These are more generic. So like 6-It, you play during a roll phase, and you can change one of your dice to a 6. So let's say I rolled 5 of these Lotus Petals. I could make one a 6. But an opponent could... no, that one's not opponent. A chosen player may perform an additional roll attempt of up to 5 dice during their defense. This I could make anybody do. So a multiplayer, you can be like, yo, bro, I can help you defend if you don't attack me. Very political. I'm going to tell you, when I was playing this multiplayer, it felt like Commander, and I loved it, honestly. But it felt like more fair Commander because everyone's playing with, like, you know what they're capable of. So, like, when your opponent's dice, force them to reroll it. So, like this, if somebody rolled all 6s, I could be like, no, you ain't doing that. I can make people perform additional roll attempts, including myself. I could change one of my dice to be identical to another. So, again, if I rolled, like, 5 6s, I could make another 6. Change the value of any die anywhere. So, you know, bunch of these, and then you got stuff like getting paid. This one, 0 CP to gain 2. It's free money. Increase or decrease by 1. So let's say I'm trying to get Fist of Tranquility, and I got 2 4s. I can put one of the 4s a 5. So, and then you got like remove status effect tokens, you know, all sorts of stuff. This one removes all status effects, including positive. I learned that. And yeah, you can even move people around. Like, we were doing this a lot last night because people kept putting poison. So we would give poison to the people who inflicted it. I love the tray. These, they have custom sleeves. So you can bling out your characters. There are, like, blinged out boards that are all, like, foily and stuff. But they're blinged out sleeves. If you sleeve the cards, they are slightly too big to all fit in one side. That's why there's 2. You split them. But if you notice, everything fits very cleanly back in the box. And if you notice, the box is set up in such a way that it only fits one way. So, like, I'm going to put, my boy back in. I do this. And then I put this on top. However, I want to put that one on top. And there I am. Although I didn't set him in there properly, I don't think. I didn't set him down all the way. Yeah, no. There he is. Now he's back in normal. So that was the monk, although I forgot his dice. And again, he's going to use these tokens. So from this token board, I'm going to give him all of his chi, all of these cleanses, all of these, and all the knockdowns, which means most of the rest of this is Paladin. So we'll have to do that. I'll do that later, obviously. I want to show off everybody. Let's see, like, dice go here, tokens will go here, and you literally just need to bring, like, let's say you want to play monk. Hey, look, I have my monk. I brought him. Alright, let's look at Paladin. I have no idea what he's about. Again, I love the artwork on these. This box set, by the way, is $30. I haven't taken the price tag. This one is $17. So a single character is about $17. There are some 2-player ones like this. It is $30. Yeah. Right. So let's look at Paladin. So again, we unfold him, and here's the Paladin. So Paladin, if you noticed, he doesn't have an attack up here. He has a passive. You can reroll dice for 1 CP. You can draw cards for 3 CP. He gets Retaliate, Righteous Combat. He has Divine Defense, Holy Attack, Holy Light, so he can heal himself, and he has Resolute Faith. So, Paladin's pretty cool sounding. I like the artwork again. So his entire gimmick is Retribution Crit, Protect Accuracy, and Blessing of Divinity. So that would be where all of his tokens come from. He's got his little CP buddy. So, artwork on that. He's got his little life tracker. His dice, as you can see, are blue, and they have, like, shields and armor and swords and hearts. And then his cards. So he, like, right on top is Absolution, which lets him deal damage, prevent damage. This is a roll phase, so I would do this during my play after only being attacked. I can bonk people, defend myself. It says roll 1 die, so I would roll 1 die after being declared an attack, and then I can do it. Or I would probably play it after I do my defensive roll, because my defensive roll was interesting. But yeah, so you got Absolution, Blessed, Consecration. Obviously, I'd be playing that on my fucking self. Mighty to give myself crit. The upgrade cards, of course, we have tons of those. And then you'll see I'm getting paid, tip it, bye-bye, and again, the same generic ones, and a timing card. I like him. He has Holy Attack and Spawn, heal and deal damage. I love self-healing tanks. So I think my first character is probably going to be the Paladin, unless the Forgemaster is cool. And then again, folds up, beautiful art. Put him back in his little box, close him up. And obviously I can put these guys back in their big box. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. I can put this right on top, and put these right on top. Now, the Forgemaster. Oh my god, that was loud. I hate when, like, the box farts. I'm not gonna lie. So here's the deal with the Forgemaster. He's new. These guys were in the first wave, my understanding. This was season 1, these two. So these are like OG Dice Throne characters. He is new. He is one of the latest characters. He just came out, the Forgemaster did. He is a complexity 4. And he is, of course, a dwarf. Because, you know, I gotta rep dwarves. Like, you know, you hear me talking about the elves and how I was the elf last night, but I'm not really an elf person. Elves are fine, but they're not what I want to be. No, I want to be a Forgemaster. What is this? What is back here? Okay, so we have a quick play guide for the Forgemaster. So I guess if you buy one, you get a quick play guide. Okay. So this just kind of tells you how you start with 50 health, 2 CP, draw 4 cards. Gameplay overview, winning. You have organized play events. This is the swag. You get custom tokens, a mini, and custom sleeves. And then apparently they brought back Pogs. Why would you bring back Pogs? Who thought Pogs were a good idea? That's like 90s bullshit when I was younger. Oh. You might hear my wife yelling. She is attempting to get a specific couple in Tomodachi Life to have a baby. It is not going well. What are these? Okay, so these are tokens. Good God, they're huge. Why? Why are they so big? What is happening? I mean, they're all going to fit in here, but... Oh, there's my slammer. Oh, and my cardboard standee. Okay. So something that happened, they weren't in here, but a lot of these characters, my understanding is Dice Throne Adventures comes with cardboard standees of a bunch of the heroes, but then when you buy a hero like Forgemaster, you get a cardboard standee of the Forgemaster. So I can play him in Dice Throne Adventures, and I have a little mini for him. He also has funny hands. Also, they sell, I don't know what to call them. Deck boxes almost, like case boxes where you fit 4 of these guys in, and for those they give you these. So you can put this. I saw one last night. You can see Strongbox Hero Storage. You slide this in, and it'll tell you in that box you have Forgemaster. So that's pretty cool. I will definitely keep that. Let's take a look at the dwarf. Take a look at his artwork. Look at this beefy boy. Look at him. Look at this boy. This beefy boy. Okay, so he has armor. He has a unique status effect. He gets 1 shield and 1 helmet. Importantly, if you have more than 1 opponent, you start with gold. Whenever a player is attacked with normal damage, you can activate. Okay, he has ore cards. He has picks, forges, and anvils. Interesting. Okay, he has a whole bunch of weird mechanics. His dice are red, and his tray is red. I like it. So, like, if I was playing him, I'd roll this. I'm looking at 3, 4, 6. I'd probably... Like, if I was doing this, good haul is possible. Because I could literally do this, and then you re-roll these two. You get to re-roll, so I go, I'm not getting good haul, because I need one more Forgy boy. And I still wouldn't. So I'd have these three, and I could do pickaxe. That's kind of how the rolls work. Oh, what is this? It's just like an art card. I don't know what that is. It's nice, though. He's looking at a gem in the center of his points. Oh, my God. Oh, that is. Okay, there we go. You got to kind of work it a little bit to get it rotating. His health looks nice. Yeah. Again, you just have the outside edges. You start it. A little sticky. Okay. I don't see any small tokens. His tokens are all going to have to sit on top of his box. I'm not sure I care about the pog, but I'll keep them. And then we have his cards. So let's take a look at these. They are obviously not shrink wrap like the other ones. Okay, so the packaging there is different. Let's take a look. I actually prefer shrink wrap over the paper because the paper is a pain in the ass sometimes to get on. Crafting. During your main phase, you may craft armor from your leaflet. Okay, so we have a crafting mechanic for him. We have ore. So ore. He's digging. He's digging a hole. He ores. He does a bunch of the die. Okay, so his entire mechanic is ores. Damage type. We have a damage type card. And they turn with turn order. Okay, so that's going to be important. He's going to be complicated, but I like it. I'm going to have to figure out how he works. But I love the art on Forgemaster. Yeah. Like, let me see. Like, if I put this back in, right there, I set this on top. Can I fit these in with him? Like, how am I going to get these tokens? Well, they don't. They don't really fit in his box too well. That's going to be a thing. That's fine, though. Alright, so this is Dice Throne. Like I said, I'm going to print out at some point, and I'll put these somewhere. These are Forgemaster stuff. I'm going to print out the Neuraxis boss fight, and I'll probably do a boss fight with each of these for the channel. So we'll have the boss fight and do those, so you can kind of see how the game works. And eventually, I will get myself a copy of Dice Throne Adventures. Again, it's $100. I'm not sure I'll ever bother with Marvel. I am not a Marvel fan. So, there you go. I want to say thank you again to Rick for springing for this. Hopefully, I get to play this more often. I actually really like this game. So, as always, thank you so very much for watching. Check out Dice Throne. Go take a look at their site. I'll have it linked in the description box below. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments. And hey, be kind to each other, stay nerdy, and dig a hole. Till next time.